I thought the funny part of that was
What?
the guy trains, he gets roided up for a year,
Yeah.
and like on paper his performance was a lot better, but he did way worse in the race.
Was it on paper though? Because
Yeah,
supposedly he
no, they
wrecked a
tested
couple
him.
times.
No, they tested him.
Oh, they
And
did?
he could like generate instead of like 240 watts of power, it was like
Yeah.
330 or some shit like that. It was like
So
it was a
everybody
big
else is
bump.
doping up also.
Oh yeah, but he didn't do any better in the race. That was the funny part.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, do you honest to God think that somebody taking steroids would even help for USPSA?
Steroids? No.
Yeah, there's a couple top guys. I'm recording right now, so don't talk too crazy. But there's a few top shooters that have like posted on Instagram that they use steroids, and I'm pretty sure that doesn't help their shooting at all. You know what I mean?
Probably more a physical thing than that.
Yeah, but what does it matter?
They like the way they look when they're on it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a vanity thing, honestly.
You think so?
You don't?
I don't know. Like to me, I think it's vanity, but you're not thinking that long term. You go off the stuff, it's like real bad, and I don't. I'm pretty sure your junk shrivels up too when you're on it. Like I don't know. I can't confirm that. That's just what I've heard.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Practical Pistol Show, people. In addition to talking about steroid usage, we'll also be talking about shooting, answering your shooting questions. We have Birdie the Snow Mexican. Say hello, Mr. Birdie.
Hello, Mr. Birdie.
And Matt Hopkins, the Hoppy Cakes, our CZ
Hi,
master.
guys.
What do you think about that, Matt?
What'd you say?
Nothing. Nothing good, really.
CZ what?
The CZ master.
Is it
Yeah,
is
that's
it the
fine.
new year?
Is it the new year? Yes, this is in.
Yeah, okay.
It's now
Happy New Year,
Happy
I
New Year.
guess.
It's now 2018. Yay!
Yeah, that's weird to say.
Yeah, it is. I'm getting old, man. So are you. So is Alex.
32?
You're like 30 now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm 30.
Dude, your life's over.
Yep. Shooting career is over.
It's kind of just
At
getting
least
started.
I made pro right before turning 30, so
Made
no.
pro? What does that mean?
No.
No,
Is
he
there a
actually
pro
has
category in
he
Canada?
actually has an industry job. I'm actually the only not pro shooter on this podcast.
That's true.
But yeah, both you
Yeah.
cocksuckers have industry jobs. I don't. I'm a free agent.
You gonna work on that, Ben?
No, I'm not going to work on that. The last thing I want is a goddamn job. I think I'd kill myself.
Uh, Ben, I might have to leave real quick.
What?
Just give me a second.
Leave? Hold on. What's happening, Matt? We support you. Are you going to mute your microphone?
There's a car parked out front. I'm just watching it right now, is all.
I'm pretty
Get
sure they're
your
not going
gun.
to try any shit. We're here for you, Matt. We're supporting you.
All right, is this recording in case something happens?
Oh, we're absolutely recording.
All right, perfect. We'll go on. I mean, if I just get up
Okay.
and you hear gunshots, don't worry.
It's a car, Matt. Oh my God.
All right.
All right, one advertisement thing. At bensugarproshop.com, they now have stuff in colors that includes boss hangers and the shock model base pads in silver. Let me make sure I get the colors right. Silver, black, blue, and red. So if you're one of those fags that likes to have your shit in different colors, like so it all matches, those colors are now available. If you want some other color that I didn't list, we don't have it yet, but if you email shopping at bensugarproshop.com, you say, hey, I want purple, or I want pink, like email him that and start blowing him up. It'll force Tim to get that color, which
I
would be
want
kind of fun
orange.
for you. You want what?
Orange.
Yeah. So that'd be a good email to send to shopping at bensugarproshop.com to say, hey, I want orange, whatever.
Tim will listen to this, so I'm just going to make my request here.
Tim will listen to this. If there's anything mean you'd like to say to or about Tim, go ahead and do so now.
Oh, he's a really nice guy. He's a little pushy when he sends his orders to me, though.
He feels like you're not responsive to him.
I fucking respond like within minutes to
No,
him.
I mean on a friend level. Like you won't chat
That's
with him.
his problem. I chat with him all the time.
I try to chat. He won't chat with me. He shuts me
Wow.
down.
Well, I asked for my patch gun, and he told me no.
You ask for your what?
The patch gun.
He wouldn't give you one?
No, I made an order. I said, yes, give me the patch gun, please. Thank you.
Oh, you asked for Tim's
And-
patch gun.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you have to fly
That
to
thing
Austin
got
and steal
stolen.
that.
Did you ever pay up on that bet, Tim?
It wasn't a bet. It was a bounty, and yeah, I paid up on that.
Did you? Awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm going to put this out there again. If anybody sees Tim Myers wearing a BenSteggerProShop.com jersey, if you ever see him at a match, he is going to have with him a paster gun. If you steal his paster gun, get in touch with me because I will buy it from you for way more than you paid for it. And then I'll probably make fun of him on the internet that I got it. So go ahead and steal that. The same goes if you steal his anything else he's got on him, like his gun, his jersey, his car. That'll be fun too. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be so happy.
He's going to be really happy. He's going
He
to
carries
be
a ton
like,
of mags. He should be like $20 a mag.
you think so?
Yeah, dude, he carries like 30 of them.
Oh, man, that's what I need. Is more tinfoil
$5
magazines.
a mag.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
All right. Hey Ben, first, thanks for all the great info from the podcast. You're welcome, man.
I don't have the questions.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I forgot to send you guys the questions. Stand by. There it is. First, thanks for all the great info from the podcast. I have a question for you and the crew about rule of thumb shooting techniques that get passed around. In short, how much do you stick to rule of thumb techniques when shooting? I ask this in respect to stand and shoot versus large field courses. I'm not saying that they're good or bad, just curious how you and the other guys employ them. For example, keeping two hands on the gun between positions about 4 to 5 steps away. Now, let me explain this. What he's talking about here is a good rule of thumb, is if you're only moving 4 or 5 steps, just keep two hands on the gun. If you're not reloading and all that sort of stuff. You know, if you're moving that short of a distance, up to 4 or 5 steps, usually keeping two hands on the gun, that's fine. You'll be ready to shoot, you know, when you get to a spot. If you're moving more than that, you can just take a hand off the gun and run as hard as you can. That's a fine. He said, do you stick to the rule of thumb religiously, or do you treat them more as strong guidance? Like, dude, it's a rule of thumb. That means it's not something you stick to religiously. That's why it's called a rule of thumb. Anyway, he says, any examples you could think of would be great. Thanks again. 2018 will be my first full year of shooting. I started late 2017, blah, blah, blah. Okay, extraneous info, bullshit, blah, blah, blah. All right, so could you guys think of any examples for what he's talking about here? Keeping two hands on the gun versus not, where you would violate that rule?
Yeah, well, just an example. I don't even think about that when I move. Like, is it like 2 steps or like a full run? I just do it naturally. But for example, yeah, a good rule of thumb, if it's like 2 steps, you keep both hands on the gun, you keep it high ready and ready to shoot. But if you're exiting from a hard lean and doing like 2 steps, I'm going to leave my hand from the gun because my center of gravity is going to shift and I'm going to step out to kick my next position. So I'm not going to stick with my 2 hands on the gun. It's just, I'm not going to be agile and fast. So it depends on, it's just natural what your body is going to do naturally. So
Yes.
there's no wrong answer. Like,
No, and as for example, if we talk to Gaston on here, he would say, anytime you move, you take your hand off the gun. He doesn't give a shit.
if it works for you, that's fine. Some people like the momentum of
I think I
getting
take my
again
hand
off.
off more than the rule of thumb is supposed to be.
Yeah,
But we're reloading a lot also, so
yeah,
we
you
have
would
to.
acknowledge it is a rule of thumb.
Yeah,
That means
And
you're not
what I
required to
want-
strictly adhere to it.
yeah. What I talk about on rule of thumb on this is specifically like one wall segment. Because in the U.S. we use like 4x8 walls. So if it's farther than an 8-foot wall segment, you probably should take your hand off the gun.
Yeah, take your hand off the gun, run like hell.
Yeah.
And I would say if it's one
Yeah.
or two steps, you almost always want to keep two hands on the gun because you're going to be shooting again right away. And if it's a long run, you want to take a hand off the gun and run as hard as you can. The stuff in the middle, you got some wiggle room there. That's cool.
So yeah, it goes to say, actually, don't think about the steps, but just think about getting the gun up and ready for the next position. So whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's probably the only important thing in this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Being ready to shoot when you get to the next place.
Yes.
That is the name of the game.
But
All right.
Any other stuff? But yeah, that's just his example.
Yeah, that was all he had to say, which is fine.
Can you think of any more?
Examples of what? Rules of
Like
thumb?
don't exit on a steal and enter
Oh, yeah.
on easy targets. I always see that like people will enter like even if the target is not the first one they see, but they'll shoot the bigger, the closer one first because they don't want to enter on a hard target. I usually tell them, you shoot the first one you see generally.
I'm going to do some testing on that, and if there's not super wide transitions on the array, I don't think it matters what target you come in on. Just from looking at my
Yeah.
video I have, I'm like basically posted up shooting anyway. It's not like I'm coming in at a super aggressive lean or anything. But that's one of the things I want to test this year.
Yeah,
This
and
spring coming up.
depends where you're going after as well. So I guess, yeah, it doesn't matter that much. I think.
There was a stage at Nationals, Ben. You remember it was on day 3 on the set where there was like a no-shoot target, 2 partials, and then a open target. It was on the left-hand side, and everybody came in on the. So the partials were first that you saw. Everybody came in.
This
on
was
open
the
target.
32 rounder with like 4 positions with
yeah, I
that
think so.
long headshot that you fucked
Yeah.
up,
Yeah,
that you want to forget about, that you just wish you'd never anybody bring up again, ever.
I don't know what headshot you're talking about.
Okay, good. Exactly. I just want to make sure I know about the stage. Yes, so there was, I remember that. So there's kind of low stuff and high stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I'm
so
talking about specifically the first 2 positions on that,
yes.
where you skipped a target array to shoot the open target first.
I didn't do that, but
Yeah, you did, I think.
I didn't.
But it was a group of 4 targets in the same spot, like no transitions.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't do the thing you're talking about, but a lot of people did. I just I shoot stuff typically in order left to right, right to left. I didn't like bitch up and shoot an open target first. Right?
I'm looking at your video now. I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, I see how it is. Matt's
There we go.
reviewing the video.
Yeah.
It's not the one.
That's not the one.
It's
Matt,
gonna take forever.
no, it's gonna take forever, but you
You
know
go
what?
on.
What's that?
Is it?
You can go on.
Did
I'll
you find it? No, I'll find it right now. I got this shit on WhatsApp.
Do
I
you?
got it. Here, I know
The one Jerry made?
the jerry rig video.
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
The one that
on.
USPSA didn't like.
Oh yeah, USPSA is not gonna like that. Share. All right, I'm going to Messenger right now. No, we're gonna sort this out. I didn't bitch up on this. Here, where is Matt? I'm sending it to your. You on Facebook right now, Matt? You're lucky. I don't have a whole lot of video of me shooting, but I have this one. So, all right. So anyway, but the point you're trying to make is a lot of people skipped targets, Matt, that you would think it'd be in the logical order to be left to right or right to left. They skipped something to shoot it, the open one first. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you totally
Yeah.
distracted now with what I just sent you?
No, watch it. That's not the stage I'm thinking about. I'm gonna find the video. Just go on. I'm listening. I'm talking.
Well, hold on. I don't know what you're talking about now.
I'm gonna find it. Chill out. That's just one of the rules of thumb.
All right,
That's the
no,
only other one I
forget
could
the
think of.
video. You're gonna waste a lot of time with that, and we're not making the actual point.
I know. I'm trying.
The rule of thumb would be start on an open target or start on an easier shot in a position. Matt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And leave on the next easiest one, right?
That sounds complicated to me. These aren't rules of
Wow,
thumb I
okay.
subscribe to.
You
I
know,
would just-
sometimes.
Ben just sacks up and shoots the targets that are there, right?
Well, I tend to just shoot it in order left to right or right to left. That's the normal thing. Not always. I don't always do that, but typically that's what I'll do.
Yeah,
It's
well,
usually
the
the
only
easiest way to do
time
it.
if there's an activator, you might want to shoot it in a
Yeah,
like
if there's an
specific
activator,
order.
obviously, yes.
But otherwise, I don't know. Otherwise,
Well,
sometimes
well-
I have a plan in my head.
Well, here's an
Oh.
example. If you've got two low targets that are kind of spread out left and right, and then some longer stuff in the center and the back, instead of going left to right, I might go low to high, something like that. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, so that might be a different way to do it. Or you might go high to low, depending
Yeah,
on how
but
it lays
then
out.
yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. Usually, you want to ride the recoil, so you want to go low to high and follow your sights, so your gun's not hiding the target under it.
Yes.
But sometimes,
But all
sometimes it
rules of
doesn't make
thumb
sense.
are made to be bent,
Yeah.
so to speak. All right. Let's go to the next question. Matt, are you paying attention now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I've asked you this before. I don't know what he means by this. This guy sends in questions a lot. Nice guy, too. All right. If I can repeatedly, including the first cold run, perform at 100% on certain classifiers in practice, why is it that I can never perform close to that level in a match, whether it's a super classifier match of all classifiers or a match with just one classifier stage? If I shoot a classifier stage 10 times in practice, take an average, and compare that to the match score, the difference is typically 20%. I think 5 to 10% difference is more normal. I think your answer to that question in an earlier show was that I did something in practice that I did not do in the match. That would be my answer, yes. I've been paying extra attention to watch out for what I've been missing. After a few more crashes and matches of classifiers that I can consistently do 100% in practice, I think the key is whether there's an audience around me. Aha, when people are around me, I am shooting classifier for some reason, I start making mistakes such as fumbled reloads, bad grips, etc. That may happen only 5% of the time during practice. Is this normal? Does not happen for field courses, strangely. Oh. Audience does not seem to affect me for field courses. I tried shooting the classifier stages just like a field course stage, but nothing changes. Find it hard to treat classifier stages as a regular stage, maybe because they're too small. Do you have any tricks in mentally managing classifier stages and audience presence? Mr. Matt.
Found the video. Well, we can go back to this later, but
Are you fucking kidding me? Thought you said you were listening.
I am. It's pressure is self-imposing on himself because it's a classifier.
Okay. Did this video show what you wanted it to show?
Yeah, you skipped the target. You came in on the low open target.
Well, so I started low one first then.
Yeah. But you skipped 3 targets to shoot that first.
There was only 4 targets in the position, right?
Yes.
So I just shot it left to right, yeah? Or
No,
low to
you
high?
shot it right to left.
Or shot it low to high?
You shot low on the right, the 4th target that you could see. Then you shot the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st.
So I shot it either right to left or left to right?
Yeah.
So what are you confused about?
Just saying you skipped 3 targets to shoot that
I didn't
one.
skip any targets. I just shot it either right to left or left to right, yeah?
But you were going in on the left side, so you would have seen the left target first.
Okay, but the easiest one to shoot first was right to left, yeah?
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
I'm just saying you skipped over
In my
targets.
little
You-
pea
You
brain, I
broke the
didn't
rule of
s-
thumb.
In my pea brain, I didn't break the rule of thumb and I didn't skip any targets.
All right.
Because you're going to stand in the spot where you can see all the targets. So you got to go to all the places and you got to shoot all the stuff. and I just chose to shoot right to left
Okay.
because I had to go to the place where I could see that target anyway. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
God damn it. What were we talking about? Okay, classifier stages. What kind of advice would you give to this guy, Matt, that he's fucking up reloads or whatever during classifier stages when there's an
It's
audience or at a
self-imposed
match?
pressure that
Okay,
he's putting on himself.
okay,
What can he do?
yes.
Get more experience with doing that in a mat, like shooting more matches like that.
Fuck. Okay.
This is the second stage you did on.
Am I shooting left to right or right to left? One of the two?
Yes.
Well, then what are you talking about?
You're skipping targets though. That
I'm
you
not
see
skipping
first.
shit. I'm shooting everything. The gun's not going like back and forth, is it?
No.
I just run to a spot and I shoot it one direction.
All right.
I'm not
makes
sure
sense.
what you're confused by.
But didn't matter. I mean,
No,
if you would have shot, no, it didn't matter.
no.
You just, yeah, okay.
All
You
right.
had to go there. You had to shoot everything. So
Yeah.
shooting left to right or right to left didn't matter. So you just went for personal preference. Okay.
Let's get on the classifier thing. The advice I would give to this guy, and this has helped me a lot, is on those stages, I find what's driving the time is, or in this case, where you're making the mistakes is going to be on the draw and reload. So step away from the stage for a minute, like a couple shooters before you're up to shoot. Go dry fire a little bit, and you can even do dry reloads with an empty magazine, of course. And make sure that you're indexing your hand on the magazine in the right spot. And when you're at the safe area, make sure hey, grab the magazine. Okay, it comes up to the gun, and you're kind of hitting the index points cleanly. And when you load the gun after you get the make ready, again, check those index. Make sure you're grabbing the magazine, grabbing the gun the right way when you draw it. And your mental preparation should be really focused on, hey, I'm going to shoot the pace that I know is correct, and given what the classifier is, sounds if you're shooting 100% in practice, you know kind of what that shooting looks like. So you're going to think, okay, I'm just going to shoot this, but then I'm going to make sure when I draw and reload the gun, I'm going to make sure I hit those index points so I don't fuck that up. That's helped me a lot. That's something I would focus on doing.
That's one of Nick's quirks also. He grabs the first mag off his belt a lot.
Yeah.
And he does it so it's like perfect all the time. It's one of the things I notice he does like when he's kind of getting amped up to shoot the stage and stuff.
Yeah, just really being keyed in on that index point, that's going to help
Yeah.
you. Birdie Nuts, you got any advice for
Yeah.
this guy?
Well, I don't know. He talks about practice. He's like 100%. This works every time, like average. And
Yeah, you're not believing
seems
the
like
story, are you?
well, I mean, from reading that, it's a mental issue. So I don't know. Maybe when he's at a match, all he thinks is, "Don't fuck up the reload. Don't
Is
fuck
he
up the
trying to
draw."
move up?
No, he's trying to move down. I don't know. Probably trying to move up. It's probably why he cares so much.
That's
So
probably
yeah,
right,
he's probably thinking too much, and he just like puts so much pressure for nothing. So the field course is always good because I don't know. There's too much to think about, so he just doesn't think about it.
If
And
he's
I'm
trying to
getting
move up, once he hits whatever he's trying to do, probably GM at this point, right?
I would imagine
If
so.
he's trying
Yeah.
to get hundos, like as soon as he hits that, he's gonna like hundo the next 10 he shoots because he has that pressure off of him.
Yes, probably.
I mean, he's got the raw skills. He says at least. We have
It's
to go with
amazing what
he
happens
says.
when you just kind of stop caring about that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. I've been using Pro Grip for a couple seasons and noticed that during dry winter months, my hands crack. I was wondering if you use Pro Grip or similar, and you have the same problem. I do, and I don't. Anyway, what do you do to counter drying hands out? What the fuck? I lotion hands post or off a dry fire, but seems only helps a small bit. Keep up the great show. I use grip enhancer. I don't have my hands dry out. I don't have that issue. I don't know. Does anybody have that problem?
Well, my hands are dry. Like they're not soft at all. And I keep on using it, and my girlfriend complains, and life goes on. That's it. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I could put lotion on it, but I want the grip. So,
Wow. You just don't
Suck it
care
up.
if your girlfriend complains?
yeah, no.
You guys lived together for a while, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys common lawed in Canada? Do you have that in Quebec?
Yeah, we're conjoint. Like, yeah,
fuck?
we're,
You're married,
I
right?
don't know. No, we're not married. But
Common
we're
law
like,
married.
yeah, I guess. When you live together for a while, it's called conjoint de fait. I don't know.
So you're fucked.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, no,
Just a
it's
question.
we're just, yeah, whatever. But yeah, so she complains. I don't care. That's it.
That's a good relationship right there.
I use Pro Grip. I don't have a problem with my hands cracking. So
I mean, if lotion doesn't solve that, you're kind of shit out of luck, right? That's the fix. That's the
you can
move.
try powder grip and stuff instead of the actual alcohol stuff. Maybe that's the only thing I can
Yes.
think of.
Oh, yeah. Or you go to
Like
chalk.
chalk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the alcohol, it's probably the alcohol drying his hands out.
Yeah,
yeah. The chalk leaves a mess, but it's softer.
it's If your hands are girly hands, you got to deal with that.
If you need to have, oh, my hands are cracking. Oh, I'm like, okay. I don't know, dude. I deal with like, I guess different problems than that. I don't know. Okay. I have an eye dominance issue I'm trying to work through. Your favorite type of questions, Matt? Eye dominance questions. I am not cross-eye dominant, but when using a front sight focus, I see multiple targets. Trying to go fast on tight targets or multiple targets in an array can be pretty difficult. I've always shot with both eyes open, and closing my non-dominant eye or even squinting feels very unnatural to me. I've been getting around this by shooting carry optics where always being target focused alleviates the issue. I've also been experimenting with my dry fire with Scotch tape on a lens of non-dominant eye protection when shooting irons. It also seems to be very effective, but I've yet to try it in a match. Is there a downside to the Scotch tape trick? Is this kind of issue something you've seen with other high-level shooters or in your classes? Is there a way to train out of needing the tape? I don't think there's a way to train out of needing the tape. If
I
you,
use
if,
a tape, and I haven't tried to train out of it. So.
I don't know that you can. Like your eye dominance is going to be your eye dominance. I don't know that you can change that. That's the whole point of needing the fucking tape, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any fixing that. I mean, his solutions are reasonable, right? He's kind of like, yeah, he understands the problem and the solutions, and it's like, nope, that's something you're always going to have to work on. It's kind of like you don't really graduate from certain problems or certain things. Like you always have to work on trigger control and pulling the trigger straight. You don't like graduate from that, and then it does that. Then that's no longer a problem. Kind of like if you have an eye dominance issue, that's not ever going to go away. That's going to like, you have a few ways you can handle that, and you got to handle it that way, and that's it. It's not going to change. That sounds fair, right?
Yeah.
Are you aware of a way to train out of that, Snow Mexican?
Well, actually, I've used the tape for quite some time, and it actually worked pretty good. But one time I just forgot to put it. I just closed my eyes unconsciously, and it just worked pretty good. So I just went for there. So now I close my non-dominant eye all the time. I can't shoot both eyes open. I see double targets, double everything. And I'm right eye dominant, and I'm righty, but my left eye just keeps on fighting, trying to focus, and yeah, it just doesn't work. I need to close it. Or I could put Scotch tape, but every time to go shoot, put Scotch tape, no.
I think you can just put it on the glasses and leave them there.
I
I
could.
don't think you ever
That's
have to
what
take it off.
I used to wear glasses, so I had to take it off every time. Now I got LASIK done, so I could do that. But I like seeing because it fucks up. Like you get used to it putting Scotch tape, but when you're not shooting, when you're reloading, everything feels a little weird. So I just kind of like I just close an eye, and when I do everything else, I just open my eyes and that's it. I have better depth perception, so I don't think it matters that much.
No, people tend to make a big deal out of shit.
Yeah.
It's the way
That's
people are.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty common issue, isn't it? Multiple targets when you're focusing on a front sight.
Oh yeah, multiple targets or two. You'll see a ghost front sight. A lot of people like tell me, yeah, you just ignore it, but I can't. So, yeah, tried it, didn't work.
Well, I think another bang up podcast. That's for sure. Yeah.
You
Okay.
think?
Listener people, if you have a shooting question you'd like the answer to, go to bensticker.com. Send me your question. Love to hear from you. And shit, that's it. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. Especially you, Alex. I value your time. Matt, you're okay too.
Oh,